So I'm from Bombay. I grew up there.
Yeah.
I started baking when I was 6 years old with my aunt, and I just thought it was really beautiful, simple ingredients.
Tell us a bit about your parents as well.
My parents, so my dad ran his own business, which was importing ball bearings. And my mom was a housewife. And so she used to cook and bake a lot. So I used to bake with her.
Is there a lot of money in ball bearings? So what we're trying to do is a euphemized way of asking, was your dad wealthy?
He wasn't initially. He started off, he was kicked out from the family, so he had to start his own business. It took him a lot of time to kind of find his ground. So we actually grew up with, being very conservative and being told that you can't afford this and you can't do that. But they did the best that they could for us, right? We went to a good school. And then as we grew up, like his business also did well. And then that kind of, we saw him, at least for me, that was a great sort of thing to see what you can build from scratch. And I always knew that if I had to do anything, it would never be a job. I would always do something of myself. So,
and things got better while you were in high school or something?
Things got better when I was in high school. And then I was lucky enough to go to study hospitality in Switzerland, followed by culinary school in Paris. And then there was a stop because then I wanted to go to Australia. I didn't want to come back. I just wanted to go everywhere. And they said, it's enough. So before I went to Paris, I kind of spoke to them and told them that this is my plan.
Wait. So you went to which school in Bombay?
Bombay Scottish.
And you were there up until what age?
10th standard. Then I went to Jai Hind college for 2 years.
And you continued baking from age 6 along the way?
Along the way. I was not a very good student, but I was very loved. And I was a teacher's pet because every Monday I was the kid who got brownies and cookies and chocolates to class. So everyone loved me because of that. And I just saw the joy that dessert got. Like for me, that was like the start of it. And back then there was not too much that you could do with, you couldn't be a chef, at least for a girl. That was unheard of.
What kind of brownies? What kind of brownies?
Did it help the
I
grades
was
is my
13, okay? They were normal chocolate brownies. But yeah, and then I actually thought I wanted to do law. So I joined law school because, being in the F&B world at that point for a girl was just like, are you really going to do this? And then 2 weeks into law school, I said, this is not for me. And I went to them and I said, I want to quit. And they said, what would you like to do? I said, own a cafe someday, get into hospitality. I said, okay, education is important. So I picked Switzerland as a school and spent 4 years there.
Worth it? Like going to Switzerland to study?
Oh, man. It was incredible.
Are there any options in India at all to learn baking, cooking?
Many. Especially baking now, yes. Back then, there weren't too many.
But do they compare with the college you went to?
I would say yes. In fact, Lavon in Bangalore is great. I mean, if it existed when I was younger, I would have gone there instead of going abroad.
Really? I go to Lavon almost every weekend to have avocado toast and coffee in the morning. Breakfast. Really good place. Yeah. Okay, so you went to Switzerland and then?
Then I went to Paris. Because in Switzerland, I worked through different departments, realized that the pastry kitchen is where the heart really is. And then I came back to them and told them I want to go to Paris. And my dad said, it's too expensive, not right now. And then I convinced them, I gave them a business plan and said, but I want to come back and open this thing and I want to do this and this and this. And they somehow believed me.
How expensive is it going to a cooking school or baking school in Switzerland?
Back then, this is now 16 years back. I think the school in Paris was like 40 lakhs.
A year?
Yeah.
And now it would be today?
Maybe 60, 75.
And that's your 4-year course. What is it called?
There was a diploma in French patisserie that was in Paris. And there was a degree in hospitality and international business in Switzerland.
Okay. And typically somebody who goes to a college like that and if they were to try and get a job, A, is it easy? And B, how much do they get paid?
So at least for all my... the interesting statistic is that about 50 to 60 people that go to hospitality school don't end up in the industry. They end up doing different jobs. Even pastry school, actually, not too many people actually have stayed back.
Why is that?
It's hard. It's extremely hard. And it's tough. And, you earn a lot more if you do like a sales job or something else.
Right.
So a lot of my... colleagues, friends, got in with the international chain. So you get in with the Hyatt, Hilton, you do programs with them, travel, go to the US, do a management training program. And then you're with that organization for 10, 15 years.
Like if you were to go to college in Switzerland and come back, do you get paid more here?
I think the degree of an international quality one like she has will definitely give you a head up in the selection process. But I think hotels especially have a fairly regimented salary structure. So if you're coming in at a certain position, I don't think you're going to get significantly more just because you came out of a wonderful school like hers. Probably going to get paid the same, but I think your career path, the expediency at the rate at which you'll grow could be faster. But I guess that's got more to do with communication.
In fact, when I came back, it was really hard for me to find a job. The reason I also started my own thing right away and didn't work anywhere, because now 14, 15 years ago, there weren't any standalone restaurants. There were literally like a couple of them, and then all the hotels usually just hire from the hotel schools that they have. So Taj will only hire from IHM, etc. So it was tough. Like I did a whole bunch of interviews, and then I was like, okay, just got to do this.
Okay, so Switzerland, you studied
hospitality,
a diploma which took how?
A degree for 4 years.
4 years,
yeah.
And then
Paris for a year.
And what did you study in Paris?
Diploma in French patisserie for 9 months, and then I worked in a chocolate shop for 3 months, which was amazing.
And then you came back to India, and then?
I came back to India in 2010 and 2009, and just saw that there was. It actually felt like all the hotels and restaurants kind of had the same pastry chef, because you got like 5 desserts in everywhere you went. And there was like that blueberry cheesecake and, and I think Mocha was the only one I have to say that was differentiated.
Thank you for the plug, Pooja.
No, but I told you I made Rohan and I made that chocolate.
The vertigo?
Yeah.
Or the avalanche?
No, the avalanche.
The avalanche.
Mocha used to have this chocolate avalanche, was great. And so I fell in love with macaroons when I was in Paris. I came back, saw that everything was too similar, found that there was an opportunity here, decided to test it out. So started baking from my home kitchen. I was in every mall, every event, everything, and just got people to taste it. And I saw that people loved it. And 2009, 2010, got my first small 500 square foot kitchen. Started working with a team of 3. And then,
where was this?
In Lower Parel in Bombay. And slowly just, started. I had my little kiosk at Good Earth in Lower Parel, which was what really helped us, because it was the same exact target audience. And then slowly started doing caterings and parties. I was teaching a lot. So I was teaching baking. I enjoy doing that.
Is that a profession that pays well too, teaching?
It does.
Teaching at a college or like personally?
No, personally at our studio. So wanted to know what I learned in Paris, etc. So I said, looked at it, saw it as a good opportunity. And actually, initially, the classes paid the bills more than the pastry, because everyone was like, okay, what are you going to teach us today? And I would just do like week-long sessions, and people would fly down from all over India and come and do these classes.
And you found them through social media?
No, back then I used to have a blog. This is like 13 years ago. So Instagram didn't exist and Facebook was just like, I used to have a blog, and then just through press. Yeah.
Very interesting. And then?
And then?
I'm going to nudge you to talk a little bit, because I've heard you're shyer, and that's like an understatement.
She's not getting paid by the word. She's not getting paid by the word here.
Pooja is shy.
Yeah, apparently.
Right from the get-go, I think she was one of the most celebrated people in the industry.
Nice.
Thank you.
She's the boss lady of macaroons in India.
She's just a boss lady.
Are you focusing on macaroons? Because everybody's saying macaroon.
Well, that's what we're known for.
But you do everything.
We do everything. But 50% of our revenue comes from macaroons.
And the cookies are damn good too.
Yeah. And we just started cookies. We're trying to scale and get into a longer shelf life. And
wait, you started teaching?
I started.
Got a 500 square feet. I'm trying to keep like a clear timeline.
Get them to talk.
Linear.
Yeah.
I started teaching, and then I opened a couple of stores in Bombay.
Okay. Wait, you had a 500 square feet kitchen?
Kitchen for the longest
You started
time.
teaching? Paid for the kitchen?
No, in Lower Parel.
Commercial
Separate
kitchen.
Commercial kitchen. Started teaching, opened the first store in Good Earth, in Raghuvanshi Mills, second kiosk in Palladium, which actually was really sweet. It was a little spot there that people
Atul Raya carved out for you.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was 23 and they called me and they're like, walk in the mall and pick your spot.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was
that
like, I want
happened because
this.
they tried your macaron
Yes,
and they loved
did.
it so much.
Yes, they did. And I'm still in Palladium now, 12 years later. We still have, but we have no
Star of
store.
Palladium.
Go
I
and
think
watch.
it was just such a wonderful time. Like I was young. I was just working constantly. I didn't ever get time to look up and see what was happening. I didn't appreciate all the amazing things that were happening because you're so like focused on what you were doing. And then we opened our first cafe in Colaba in 2016, which was 2015, 2016. Which was like literally a piece of my heart. That was the dream. That was what I really wanted to do.
Cafe was coffee and...
Coffee, dessert, food. I had a friend from Paris who came down to do the savory part of it. I did the sweet.
So you started your Lower Parel, then you started another store, and then?
I started 4 stores and then the cafe.
Give me the year as well.
Good Earth, Palladium, Bandra, Oshiwara. It was all like 2013, 14, 15.
Is that a good way for people to start? Go to like an existing enterprise and collaborate, like maybe a Good Earth, for example?
Amazing.
For
Because
home
it was already-
cooks?
Yeah, because it's like a shop in shop. Your customers are already there. You don't have to spend anything to... And at that time, social media didn't exist. So marketing and acquisition was so different. Anyway, but it was great. And then the cafe was the big dream, which I started in Colaba, which was really like it was a piece of my heart. And then we opened another
It was
cafe.
a quintessential French cafe.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Love 15 Cafe.
Why Love 15?
It's the 15th arrondissement in Paris where I lived, where my school was, where the Eiffel Tower is. So I loved living in Paris. It was home away from home. So when I moved back, I wanted people to have the same feeling when they walked into our stores or ate any of our products to feel like they were transported there. So
Okay, and then you started all this?
started all this. Everything was going great. Raised some money to expand, to scale from customers of Love 15 that became friends, that really wanted to be a part of the growth journey. And then COVID happened, which was quite difficult. We had to shut down the cafes because it was just too challenging to keep them going.
Have you been able to reopen them?
No, I think I just pivoted and it said, I just looked at it from, more of a business lens and said, what is it that, I really want to do and how can I achieve scale? I do want to do a cafe someday again, maybe like a dessert cafe or a dessert bar. But for now, it's just focusing on how can we open in more cities? How can we get our cookies and macaroons and scale them and have them everywhere? So that's what we've been working on.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.